today, so roll up your sleeves and...
Oh, get out of here. Oh my gosh. Look at Gangle. She is swinging those arms. Hey guys, and welcome to GT Not Live, where today we are recording this in the month of December. I think this is the first GT Live that we're actually recording in the month of December, which means a very important event has begun and has finally kicked off. And that, my friends, is called Whamageddon. The goal is to try to get through all of December, or at least to Christmas, without hearing Last Christmas by Wham. And usually people just get whammed out like at the very beginning, as I did. I lost Whamageddon on December 1st because of freaking TikTok. I heard Wham, I heard Last Christmas, but it is an event that happens yearly in a way that causes raptures and ruptures. I think both of those things are true. Raptures and ruptures occur every single year because of Whamageddon. Now, I've gotten pretty far in the past. I think my record for not listening to Last Christmas in December was getting to December 17th.
So you've never won Whamageddon?
I've never won Whamageddon.
Okay, and winning is making it till Christmas or to the end of the year?
It depends on who you ask, but in my book, it's Christmas.
Okay.
Because it's pretty smooth sailing once you pass December 25th.
That's fair.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the reason I failed that year, at the time I was working at the student union at my school, and I was in the tech booth, so I was actually monitoring a lot of the sound and the lights of, you know, the Great Hall, as it was called. But the playlist that was pulled up for one of these events had Last Christmas on it, and so I lost at that moment. December 17th, I do believe it was. But in the past, it's funny. I've noticed that in recent years, we've gone towards Whamageddon, but the version I know was not hearing the Little Drummer Boy until Christmas. But I think as Drummer Boy decreased in popularity, it became less of a challenge to some people.
The Little Drummer Boy really fell off.
Yeah, fell off.
He's old now. He's old drummer man.
Yeah,
Doesn't hit the same.
He has a MIDI now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's making trap beats. Him and DJ Mustard.
Mustard!
Drummer Boy!
Could you imagine Little Drummer Boy in the year of our Lord 2024 making diss tracks about other iconic figures in the Christmas discography?
Oh my gosh.
Like Little Drummer Boy is going for Frosty's throat.
Yo, Jack Frost just went at Frosty, bro. Produced by that Little Drummer Boy. That was fire.
Oh my gosh, he drummed that thing into the ground.
Literally, he melted Frosty.
Oh, and that beat?
It was heat.
It was heat, but it was also cold as ice.
It was icy.
Oh, man. Wow. That's incredible.
Unbelievable. The Little Drummer Boy grew up to become a trap beat producer who makes diss tracks against various other holiday figures. Yes,
but at his core, we know who he is. And at the core, I know it's time for us to get to the episode content of today, which is a reaction, a live theorizing, a theory craft, if you will, of the Amazing Digital Circus Episode 4 trailer. I don't know why I'm doing this with my arms, but I just am, and that's what's happening right now. Yes, so a couple days ago, I think, Yes, a few days ago, the Amazing Digital Circus dropped a trailer for episode 4, which actually surprised me a good bit because I feel like episode 3 wasn't that long ago. So it feels like we're really ramping up the production speed. I don't know, maybe time just stopped existing in my brain and I have no idea what's going on, but it feels like that not a whole lot of time has passed, which has been also awesome because it keeps us invested and locked in and we have a more active memory of the episode that we just saw. This new trailer came out. I assume that we are going to be learning more and getting deeper into some other characters in this series, right? The previous episode, we really went into Kinger's arc, and that was a very emotionally complex and deep episode. It was wildly effective. I mean, it was probably, at least in my opinion, it was the most beautiful episode of Amazing Digital Circus yet. Like, it was just so well written and crafted. So I'm excited to see where they take episode 4 and what's going on with that. So I'm excited to get into it. Sam, are you excited to get into it?
I'm unbelievably excited to get into it. And I'm excited for us to do the classic GT Live thing where we take a 50-second trailer and we see how long we can make it.
Oh, I love that game.
Isn't it fun? I was going to say, put your guesses down in the comments, but I guess they can just see how long the video is.
Yeah, I guess so.
Don't look at that.
Yeah,
just
ignore
guess.
that. The chapter titles might be all wonky, you know?
Yeah.
So you never know. It could be an hour and 20-minute video, but the actual reaction is 15 minutes. And then we talk for 50 minutes at the end.
Yeah.
No content. Just, can I say raw dogging conversation? Because that's
Yes, you
what it
can.
would be. Can I, is that
Permission
okay?
granted.
Okay. Just, raw dogging the episode. No content, no reaction, no game, just banter, baby. That's it. So, without further ado, let's not go there yet. Instead, rumpa-bum-bum, let's hop, skip, and jump into this trailer. Also, small victories. We got YouTube Premium on JT Live.
Let's go.
So we don't have to cut out all the ads like we used to have to do. I'm so excited.
That's a major victory.
Oh my gosh, such a huge win.
One more minor victory, I guess, before we get into the episode. Do you want to scroll down a little bit? A little bit more. 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 A little bit more.
Getting there. Oh, hey.
There we go.
That's us.
That's us.
3 days ago.
Minor victories, baby.
Just put the fries in the bag, Jax.
Yeah, come on, brother. We got places to go, people to see.
Wow, 62,000 likes on this thing.
That's so funny.
I'm going to assume this was you.
Yeah, guilty.
Okay, I was about to say, unless I really blacked out, unless I had a moment where I was just lost, and in my night slumber, I woke up in a cold sweat and streamed some content, and then left a comment. No more delaying. I'm going to drink first.
So one more delay. But after
no
this,
more delaying.
good thing we skipped got YouTube Premium, no ads, so we don't waste any time.
Yeah. Consistent and efficient. That's what GT Live is. All right, let's do it.
In this instructional video, you'll learn
Ooh.
all about the ins and outs of what's going to happen in the next brand new digital circus.
Yay! Look, again. It said it again. It said it again. Go back. Go back. What's going to happen in the next brand new digital circus? But it says the Amazing Digital Circus on there, but not orally speak it.
That is weird.
Right? Isn't that odd?
It is very weird. It seems intentional.
Right? Also, there's been a lot of ambiguity around when the Amazing Digital Circus is taking place. I know that just hearing Matt on the couch and Matt talking to Lee, originally it was is this like a 90s, early 2000s sort of thing with the kind of low polygon aesthetic. I believe it was recently, there was speculation about whether it was more recent and whether TADC actually takes place in a more modern time or year because of the AI implications, if I do so recall. But I call this out because this is very clearly a VHS aesthetic. The blue background with this yellowish sort of text is very reminiscent of your 2000s VHS tape. So I just call that out as a little detail to add to that timing ambiguity.
It's the brand new digital circus.
That's right, team. We're
Spudsies! It's called Spudsies?
That's awesome.
Oh my gosh, it has that sort of Jack in the Box sort of aesthetic. Jack's in the Box. Tee-hee. So, Spudsies, a spud, a potato, yes?
Yes.
So this is the potato place, Spudsies. That's a very cute name for a fast food restaurant, might I say.
It's got the same old school McDonald's used to have those white things on the roof, essentially, but McDonald's had them in yellow. And to me, they always looked like French fries. And I was like, oh, that's awesome that they'd put French fries on the roof. That's a crazy Google search.
I know. No, not the golden arches. I know what the golden arches are. No, what are these things? Were the roof lights meant to be French fries? An ode to the mansard on this National French Fry Day. I always thought the light brackets on the roofs of vintage mansard McDonald's were meant to represent fries. Oh, they're just roof lights? Is that it? They're just very particularly designed? Okay, well, all right. That's anticlimactic.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to learn something about architecture.
I know. It's at least the architectural inspiration for Spudsies.
Yes.
Seems like a retro McDonald's.
It feels very McDonald's-y.
And again,
very
if we're
typical
trying
fast food.
to nail down a time period for this, those McDonald's were early 2000-ish,
Yeah.
like 2005 to like 2010, they started renovating to like modern aesthetics or whatever. So this puts that in that time period again.
Right? And I could see this leaning towards the more modern too, just because the more modern establishments have so many windows. Like it's largely window across the wall. I could totally see that. It's also more of a minimalistic, like before we got to the very minimalistic sort of logos and whatever all these corporations are doing, where it's like, let's take our branding and make it so simplistic. We now have one thing, and it's all super milquetoast. This feels more like, okay, we're still having fun with shapes, and like the 90s, 2000s, we're putting shapes and colors together to create moments. You know?
Yes.
Like in the same way where you had those classic pizza cups with the purple swiggle on top of the kind of bluish teal spray paint. Yes, spray paint. And you'd have that kind of design where it has very much that multicolor late 90s, early 2000s feel.
Team, we're working at a fast food place today.
That's so cute. The nostalgia I'm getting here. Actually, there's a lot of things here. Hold on. Sorry. There's a lot of things here.
Boing.
Bang, bang. Ready? Rum-bum, bum.
Jax is the little drum.
Yeah, me and my drum, and it's just my like Tumblr sexy man purple rabbit. No, so one thing I'm noticing here, it's like, okay, this is another one of Caine's little experiences where we're pushing everyone into a fast food restaurant. Everyone's working at Spudsy's. That's amazing. 2, I noticed here on the narration that it's Gangle, overly cheerful, being the, that's right, team, we're working at a fast food place today. That feels very out of character for the usually very timid and nervous Gangle that we've seen in the past few episodes, which I find interesting, but also, oh no, the overly cheery manager at a fast food place. That was my favorite kind of manager when I was working at fast food way back in the day, but oh man, that toxic positivity sometimes.
Oh man.
The passive aggression that you might receive.
So you lived this. You worked fast food.
Yes. I lived this. I worked fast food.
Thank you for your service.
Of course, it was my honor. Customer is always right. Serve with a smile. Yep. Burgers and stuff. Does that say burgers and stuff? That's funny. If it does. I am at the top resolution I can get to, man.
I know.
I'm trying my best. There's also a little sticky note here, which I assume we'll get a better look at later. But ready now, no orders in the backlog here, so we're doing good. I wonder if we're going to compete with the other Spudsies in our areas to get the most orders fulfilled.
Is this hand Caine?
I assume so, because it has that like white glove aesthetic to it. Yeah.
I think so too.
But I don't know if we've ever seen, I mean, it's kind of like a cursor, right? Where you have the hand that's just kind of like free floating. So I could see it being that sort of asset that gets used. But my assumption is that that would be Caine.
I think that makes the most sense.
Right? Let's watch. Let's lock in and watch. I can't go frame by frame for this entire thing. I mean, I could, but I shouldn't.
Place today, so roll up your sleeves and...
Oh, get out of here. Oh my gosh. She is swinging those arms. Look at Gangle. I mean, General Manager Gangle. Very official, kind of... Oh my gosh, I feel like this reminds me of a certain character, but I can't get it in my head. But also, wow, I mean, first and foremost, that's not Gangle's mask. That's a different mask for her, right? So we have the one eye that's like mostly white, and then the pupil is black, and then the other is black with the white pupil. And then these kind of like little stickers and symbols on the cheeks, like the star over here and the swirl over here. Very Pit Crew, okay? I see you over there. I know what you're doing. So, and then, yeah, you go back just a few frames and look at that. That's the Gangle that we typically know, where it's just the ribbon and a little hunched over, and it's the mask with just the black eyes and the very sad sort of timid stature, cut directly to this very different character that we're seeing here, like comically different.
This highly over-energized manager. Are you ready to put some smiles on people's faces today?
Yes, Gangle! We're all apparently like a military in terms of our
sergeant.
Sergeant Gangle.
Fry, soldier, fry!
What are we? Spudsies! Wow. So, I mean, right off the bat, let's just say this right here, right now. This has to be Gangle's episode.
Yes.
This has to be Gangle's episode.
Agreed.
This is a different mask with a very different expression.
And that kind of makes sense with what you pointed out earlier when the voiceover started and it was Gangle doing the intro, but it said overly excited.
Yes.
Of like, all right, we're all working at the fast food place. And we see Gangle here again, like very happy. It seems like to be either in charge or to be given some responsibility or some leadership or something like that.
Did she just need a job? Did my girl just want a job?
I think so.
So that's interesting, right? Because it's also a different mask and a different role, right? Quite literally, those two things are aligning in this way. Gangle looks different, is dressed different, and is acting very different. The literal idea of putting on this different mask as you present to the world. That's very interesting. I mean, Gangle is typically just ribbon, and now it's this very prototypical general manager attire. It's giving Mr. Krabs. It's giving the Container Store, like, you know, all of that coming together.
Oh no, Jax, me first dollar.
Plankton! Look, it's literally a Krabby Patty in the back.
Oh my god. Me secret formula.
Not the formula.
Don't let Plankton touch me formula.
Roll up your sleeves and wash your hands.
And wash your hands, because we got burgers to make.
Oh, so cute. It's so cute. Also, we have this, the wooden proportion doll. A lot of artists use this for drawing their proportions when they're working on little sketches and things. They use it as a reference, right? I think we've also seen this on the doors in the hallway, right? This is from FlyPotato123 on Reddit. Thank you. But yeah, we see these little figures on the door in the hallway. This is a map of the doors that we pass, that Pomni passes in episode 1 in the pilot. And yeah, we see them coming back, acting as customers even, which is really interesting. So it's cool to have that kind of callback. And then back here, this guy.
The Michelin Man.
The Michelin Man. This figure feels familiar to me. I don't remember if we saw this character in the second episode or if it just has that feeling of familiarity because it's like a low poly, again, 2000s-esque sort of figure, you know what I mean? I believe it was in episode 3 there was talk about Caine reusing assets frequently in the different experiences and things that he made. I wonder if we're also going to get some characters here that appear again later, right? If assets and characters or NPCs are interchangeable. So,
To make.
ooh, also, I like him eating the burger in the back. That's so silly. Here, POS login. If you haven't worked in fast food before, the POS is typically the system that takeout restaurants use to put in your order. And at least for the one that I worked at, you would see little pictures and icons of all of the combos. You'd have the combo section up here and then the entrees down here, and you'd select based on what the customer was saying. And there's a secret ideal order for a customer to order in that would make it as easy as possible to put the order into the POS without having to go back and edit something after you already put it in. I assume this is just to log in to the POS so that you can take the order, because, I mean, typically each employee would have their own login into the system so that each order could be tracked back to you. But it was kind of loosely used because if someone just logged in on the register, then you would just go up and you'd do that, especially if you had a line. And so it worked, but it didn't. But this is a general login. What is the user on that, though? Does that say user spud?
POS login. User : spud. Code, I believe. Code : 469674.
469674. Can you keep note of that?
Yeah, I'll keep the screenshot.
All right. Thank you, Chef.
You're welcome, Chef.
Of course. All right. Back here also just silly little posters. All new. Tasty Spud. Nothing
Can we
too
see
wild.
anything about the menu?
I know. I was looking at this giant sandwich.
Right?
Giant
What is
burger.
that meat? It doesn't even look like a burger.
Oh.
Looks kind of nasty.
Yeah, a little bit gross.
Looks like
And this is
ground.
just stacked on top of each other for a single $1. Which
Whoa.
means, one, the economy is great, or alternatively, this is set in the past when fast food was cheaper than it is now.
Back in my day.
Back in my day, you could get 7 patties stacked on top of each other for only $1. And Little Drummer Boy played every Christmas season.
Back in my day, GT Live was actually live. All right, Grandma, time to get you to bed.
All right, let's go. Put the fries in the bag. I see why you made that reference now, because it's fast food. That's so clever, Sam.
Oh, thank you.
Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah. Whoa. Oh. Oh my God. Dreadful's Jax.
Talking like that. What's wrong with you?
Looks like somebody doesn't have their smile on.
Oh my gosh. There's so much happening here, and I'm gonna stop and go back through it, but I feel like it's important to listen to the dialogue, so let me do that real quick.
So roll up your sleeves and wash your hands, cause we got burgers to make.
Why are you talking like that? What's wrong with you?
Looks like somebody doesn't have their smile on. Why don't you go into the freezer and get some patties ready?
Interesting.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Who was previous narrator? The most previous narrator we had was the female voice at the beginning.
Is this from like the previous episode trailers?
Maybe.
Coming soon on an all-new episode of the
Oh.
Amazing Digital Circus.
This guy?
Was it this guy? Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
Yes,
Yeah,
it
it
is.
is.
All right. There's so many things that I just saw that I want to talk about. Okay, so let's go back and lock in. Let's do it.
Wash your hands, cause we got burgers to make.
Why are you talking like that? What's
All right. So why are you talking like that? What's wrong with you? We have a classic case of Jax over-awareness, where one, we see this really interesting shot of just head-on Jax. And Jax has historically, in the past few episodes, confronted us as the viewer quite directly, acknowledging us. What do you think? What do you think, viewer? Let me look directly down the barrel of the lens and talk to you. We're seeing something similar to that right here, where it's literally Jax straight on, and being the one to acknowledge, hey, Gangle, like what's going on with you? That this is different, this is odd, right? So we're continuing that sort of thread of Jax being over-aware and probably the most aware of the environment, also just stupendously done. I even see down here, the name tag says, I don't care.
That's really funny.
So also, that's kind of cool, because like, I assume that with this generation and a generation of the experience, the name tags were written for them, but I really like the idea of them all being handed their name tags and Jax just, I don't care. It's interesting, right?
Yeah.
It implies that there's some kind of autonomy in this getup with that name tag saying specifically that. I also want to go back here because this is interesting, but it's so out of focus that I can't really make sense of it, where we have this face here in the shape of Gangle's mask, but not quite, but you can see that we have this white eye with the black pupil and this black eye with the white pupil here, and maybe a mouth that's like really happy and all the way up here, but none of those little stickers. And I can't super read what's going on.
Can we try the old Photoshop treatment here?
I guess we could try the old Photoshop. Okay. Noise reduction. No.
Stinks. It kind of looks like...
Did you forget?
It does look like forget. I thought the first ones were like do not.
Oh yeah, do not forget.
Do not forget to clock out. It looks like that sixth
I could
word
see
is
clock
an out.
out. I could see clock out.
Clock out something something.
Clock out on time. Do not forget to clock out on time.
Do not forget to clock out. I think that's what it is.
I think it's do not forget to, yeah. Do not forget to clock out on time.
Wow.
Boom.
That's pretty good.
Boom.
I don't know why
Booyah.
the image is just a picture of Gangle's face,
He's
but
like,
that's what it says.
Don't make me pay you overtime. Let's do it.
Why are you talking like that? What's wrong with you?
Looks like somebody doesn't have their smile on.
Whoa, okay. Oh my, there's just so much here at every corner, Sam.
Why are you talking
Every
like
corner.
that? What's wrong?
Anything here? Ragatha, are you doing the fast food classic of crying in the back?
What does Ragatha's name tag say?
Let's see. I can see past the closed captions. It's Ragatha.
Okay.
Looks like somebody doesn't have their smile on.
All right, and then we had Caine back here. He's going, he's looking. Heterochromatic King. The suggestions box is overflowing. Are people having more thoughts about things that they want to do? Or like, hey, Caine, we have a lot of critiques actually about what you're putting together. Because like we also saw that confrontation that felt really significant of Zubul and their talk with Caine, right? Where Zubul was expressing this deep unhappiness, and Caine was also, it was structured like a therapy session, but Caine was ultimately trying to get more information out of Zubul to help himself. So now it seems like there's actually more of that feedback and criticism coming in that he has to deal with. And this, I recognize you, Queen. I think this is the Gloink Queen. Do you remember the Gloinks?
You're saying the word gloink?
Gloink.
Okay. No, I do not.
Yeah.
Inform me about the Gloink Queen.
So where were the Gloinks? Where were we getting gloinky?
Where are my gloinks at?
Gloinks in chat.
Gloink.
So when part of the crew came down here into the cave, you had these gloinks with the different eyes and the ooh kind of mouth, and they were all talking to the Gloink Queen while Pomni was coming to terms with her new reality. But yeah, it looks like the Gloink Queen is back.
Yeah, that's the Gloink Queen for sure.
That's the Gloink Queen for sure.
Smile on. Why don't you go into the
Like
Oh
that.
my gosh. I need the arrow keys to take me back less. But look, she's even got some gloinks on top of her.
Yeah, they're here for a family-size meal.
And I know that, yeah. And I know her and Jax got into a bit of a tussle in that pilot. They were going back and forth a lot. He's freaked out here, probably because he recognizes her, but also it's interesting that she would be back here. You know, it's like now again, there's these recurring characters who are coming in and being reassigned roles throughout these different challenges, experiences, things that Caine is putting together for the group to experience. Up here as well, another POS login. Is this the same? Where the user is Spud and the code is 469. Something ends with a 4.
Does it look like 469674?
Yes, vaguely.
Yeah, then it's the same general login for everyone.
So, and fun little detail here. It looks like there's a lot of stuff that's getting rung up. Rung up on the register, which I think means that we're feeding all the gloinks, which I think is fun and delightful. At the same time, if this is where we are taking payment, well, what is the purpose of this window? I'm not seeing a drink fountain anywhere. We have a couple bags over here, but we're pretty removed from the point of assembly of these bags, unless we have a runner. Unless we have a runner about. And he has these cups, but no fountain. There's no lids. Where are the lids? Are we free-balling beverages?
Are the lids not right next to the cups?
Oh, you're right. I thought that was paper towels.
Oh, it does look like paper towels, too.
Right?
I could see that.
It's just, the ridge at the top. This is what got me. See this hole here?
Looks like the tube.
Right? It makes more sense for it to be lids, so I'm going to say it's lids.
Okay.
Out there, smile on.
Aw, a little Pomni. Front of house. Front of house is rough. No one's in a good mood. See, this is the assembly station here, right?
Yes.
Where you assign, okay, the nuggets are going in the top left, chicken sandwiches in the bottom right, and they're all in their certain lanes. There's like a special area too. If someone orders unsalted fries, you would keep those separate, and then everything would slow down because you have to make an entirely new batch of fries that are unsalted, and then pack all of the salted ones as fast as you can, and then hope that you can bag everything quickly before the salted fries get less fresh. So everything's coming back to me in this moment, honestly. I'm reliving the past. Should I say it?
Say it.
Should I say it?
Say it.
My first job was a front of house employee at Chick-fil-A.
Wow.
Me at the Chick-fil-A.
And Chick-fil-A is like that. You gotta like pretend to be nice at Chick-fil-A. Like if you're working at like an Arby's, you can like spit on people when they drive by.
Oh yeah.
But at Chick-fil-A, you gotta say please and thank you to everyone. Or what do they say? Have a good day.
My pleasure.
My pleasure. There it is.
And I said my pleasure instead of you're welcome for a solid year and a half after I stopped working there. I would open the door for people at school and they say thanks, and I would go my pleasure. Die! Imagine being 16 and then your peer, your soldier in arms said thank you, and you get a my pleasure. We're about to read Of Mice and Men, and I'm saying my pleasure. I'm about to write a book report. I'm studying for the AP exam.
Hey man, do you have a number 2 pencil for my Scantron? The pencil broke.
Oh yeah, absolutely, dude. No problem.
Oh, cool. Thanks.
My pleasure. Like,
okay.
Like, oh my God, I don't know you that well. Like,
Right?
take me to coffee first. Like, my God, my pleasure. Man, you might as well just say that you want me. You know what I mean? Like, you're going crazy. That's so much. It was awful. It was awful.
Have you broken that habit?
Yes,
Good.
I think so. It builds character.
Mm-hmm.
It builds a lot of character. Let's move on.
Smile on. Why
That was me.
don't you go into the freezer and get
Aw,
some
don't
patties
you-
ready?
Oh, okay. There's a lot here, but I'm going to focus, right? I'm going to focus on this big thing. So, yes, we have some chaos, some foolishness happening in this fast food establishment. We're shaking Bubble, our good friend, for whatever reason. That's weird. It's showing some conflict between Caine and Bubble. You know, there's that. But this is what I want to talk about. This is Zubal's room. This is Zubal's room. Please remember, reference back to episode 3. Please reference back. Go on back there. Zubal, in the therapy session with Caine, mentions that they have put different pieces onto themselves or have kind of changed the parts that make up Zubal to try to find a form that feels more comfortable to them. And to no avail, really. Keep in mind, also, this is a new mask for Gangle. This is a different part that's getting tried on, right? So that's a weird link between these two characters of putting together these different pieces and these different forms onto their bodies to try to feel more like themselves or to fit into, you know, this new and confusing form. In Gangle's case, this new mask is associated with this very overly cheerful personality, this general manager of Spudsies. You know what I mean? But it's not the same piece that we're typically associating with Gangle. The fact that these two things are connected is very interesting, right? So we're in Zubal's room here. Why are we in Zubal's room? I don't know. Now, there's a couple ways you can take this, right? Now, this could be Zubal and Gangle had a little bit of a connection situation. They talked with each other, and Zubal kind of pushed Gangle or inspired Gangle to experiment with different physical attributes, right? There's the wild child explanation of, oh, we're in Zubal's room, we are looking in the mirror, Zubal plays around with having different parts, different body parts. Is this Zubal? That's wild. I don't think that's the case, but...
We haven't seen Zubal in this episode yet, in this trailer.
I know we haven't, but it feels bizarre town.
Yes.
At the very least, that would or could happen.
It's a very outlandish theory, but it is interesting that we haven't seen Zubal yet. And this is a POV shot. Like, we see the eyelids blink as Gangle blinks, like the camera lens comes in.
Yeah.
This is a full POV shot, like we are Gangle.
Right. And we do have, literally back here, you can see Zubal's eyes have, you know, different colors in terms of the irises and the actual pupil, you know what I mean? Or like the whites of the eyes not being the same colors, right? So there's that.
Which is interesting that it looks like Zubal has 2 separate mirrors. Because there's another one right next to it. For a character that struggles so much with their appearance, it's interesting that the room is full of mirrors.
Yes.
It almost seems like a mean thing to do. Like, you don't like the way you look. Here, you're going to be stuck looking at yourself.
Look at yourself more.
Yeah, it almost seems like kind of a... Torture's a strong word, but like a jab.
Right? Or, you know, this hyperfixation on it where you'd want more mirrors to see yourself from different angles or perspectives, right? So that sort of breaks because these 2 mirrors are aligned and that's the thing, they're on the same wall and they're right next to each other, but it's not one giant mirror.
Right?
So
it makes it seem like these are 2 separate mirrors for 2 separate people.
Yes, I would agree with that. But
something about that face with Pomni is like, it makes me laugh.
That's me forcing myself to say my pleasure. Also, Pomni, you should have your hair tied back because right now these loose flowing strands at the top could get into the food of our Spudsies guests.
True.
They're not customers, they're guests.
Exactly.
And so you need to treat them with all the respect. Also, take the trash out, y'all.
I was looking at the same thing.
Take the trash out.
The health inspector is not going to be happy about this.
Oh my goodness. But this just feels So huge.
The duck is also interesting. Like the duck is like on the mirror. It's the only object in the foreground that's kept on the mirror. Don't know the immediate significance of it, but it seems strange.
Right? Like what's
pink and yellow?
Ducky? I don't know everything that this is supposed to tell us, but I know that it's saying a lot, and it's drawing a very clear connection between Zooble and Gangle. Whether or not that's merely a parallel, whether or not that is Zooble taking on the identity of Gangle and taking on a similar form to try to feel more comfortable in that regard, that might explain more of what these little little stickers are. Why those exist on this specific form and why the eyes are mismatched, because it still feels like Zooble has the mismatching figures, and that's, it represents and it's symbolic of how Zooble feels inside of their body. That would make sense to me. But this feels like one of those thematic, like a thesis of a frame to me. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So, and then Ganger's just like, rah!
Thank God.
Yeah.
Oh my God, whoa. Deep voice. Yes, previous narrator.
Yeah, it was freezing in there.
What were you?
Huh. Oh, hey, that's Zooble.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Just kind of lounging.
Does not look
Staring at those
enthused
patties.
to be there.
No. Also, check this out. That's totally Zooble's arm going in to speak with Gangle. We know they're going to have a fairly significant conversation, but we also see Zooble here. Now, could it be that they switched places? Maybe. I don't know how that would work, but these two are clearly connected by that frame, by the room frame. There is some Zooble-Gangle situations happening here. There is no doubt about that in my mind.
Zooble Gangle situation is crazy.
Real.
The voice critical meme.
He's just sitting there in his room.
Zooble Gangle situation is crazy.
It's crazy. Let's read this too. Clean that fridge by end of week. Any food meeting or past expiration date must be disposed of immediately. All right, that's just good practice.
And also the temperature on that refrigerator, does that say 58 degrees?
5.8 degrees Celsius.
Gotcha. That seems much better.
Yes. So Jax is experiencing existential dread, as many of us do when working in the fast food space. Heard, chef. I'm going to bring this back. Understandable. Have a great day.
Who is it?
And Pomni is creeping on the floor.
Crawling on the ground.
That feels unsanitary. This isn't the way.
Actual car Pomni.
Actual car Pomni. To make the syllables work. Pomni. And then we're in the eating area here. I assume this is the same figurine that we saw eating the burger when we saw Pomni at the registers. This must be happening shortly after that. Ugh, imagine this crawling at you at like 7 miles an hour.
Do we know the time on the clock?
I was just about to say. This is just past 7. So we are going past that dinner rush.
That's tough. They're working a full day.
Yeah, look at that. Oh, wow. Oh, the drive-thru is going crazy. Put a speed limit on. God. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, and there are the colored lights on the French fries.
Yeah. Look at them go.
And the building in the back, we saw that a couple of times. It said distribution center.
Yes.
We saw that through the window a few times.
There's
Don't know if it's related,
back here, and then Zoobble's room again, right across. Okay, interesting. Here, let's listen to what's going on.
There.
What were you? Who is it? What?
Also, Pomni was in the freezer?
God.
Yeah, it was freezing in there.
What were
Girl.
you? Who is it? What's going on?
Find out in the brand new
Huh.
episode coming at you soon.
Jax being the one that go, well, what's going on? I feel like that's an unusual level of confusion for him.
Agreed.
Who's usually the knowing one, like the self-aware and the knowing one. For him to now be the self-aware and the unknowing, like the confused, something's not going according to plan, something has changed in some profound way. This is a shift in Jax as well, so I wonder if we're going to see more from his arc too. Also, this shot is so funny to me. Like,
Oh.
it's like Easy Clapper with the
The Steam profile.
yes, Sam's Steam profile, Easy Clapper. There's this little orange guy who just goes.
This is like when you get caught sneaking downstairs to like get back on the computer when you were younger.
Oh yeah.
And your parents are there.
Oh, this is me when I was 15. It's 1 a.m. I'm sneaking to the pantry. I'm in an ingredient household. I want to eat some chocolate chips. And, you know, I got the bag of chocolate chips here. And then my mom comes downstairs randomly. You just...
Oh.
Don't worry about it. It's fine. But this is also weird of, like, just taking out... This must not be trash, therefore. Because why else would you be scared to take out trash if the manager's right there? Feels like a normal thing to do. Just saying.
What's going on?
Yeah, confusion. Everyone is in this doorway! Everyone's figuring out what's going on. Something is amiss. And then this shot is like... like, what? Oh, the little twitch at the end, too? Yeah, something is
Something's
up here.
Amiss.
Something is so amiss with Zooble, Gangle, this intertwining of these characters, this identity crisis, which we are really leaning into. I mean, when you're put into these different bodies and forms and you're trying to figure out, make sense of the space, this digital simulation that you're in, it makes sense that identity would be one of those key themes. But finding your role and your place in something so algorithmic, how does that work? This is crazy. Feels analog horror-esque, and Ragatha making that expression where they're both kind of dazed, you know? Both of these characters. The smash cut is interesting with a similar expression, like similar eye shape, similar mouth shape as well. Almost like tantalized. Coming at you soon! Yeah, that's so interesting. Suggestions box. Zip your lips or your teeth, I guess. Bubbles got his tongue, got the tongue stuck to the pole.
He's licking that pole.
Oh man,
crazy.
Christmas story adjacent. I wonder if he's listened to Little Drummer Boy yet. That's us losing Whamageddon.
And then, nobody was teleported anywhere ever again, and there was everlasting peace.
Huh? What?
Weird.
What? Hey, you don't get to... What? And then nobody was teleported anywhere ever again.
Nobody was teleported anywhere ever again.
That's what I just said.
There was everlasting peace.
And there was everlasting peace. That's what she just said.
That's what she said.
Oh. Okay. Well, that's interesting too, right? Because a big point of contention in terms of figuring out the mysteries behind the digital circus is how these people or these characters teleported into this realm in the first place, right? In the pilot, we see Pomni's workstation. We see a VR headset next to that. This thing also looks old and a little decrepit. You know what I mean? So does it stop at this point? No new entries? Is that what they're implying? Or is there implying an implication of like, oh, no escape? Like, no one's going in and no one's coming out. Your everlasting peace. That is such a weird thing also to say on an episode set at a fast food place. And the fast food industry has never known peace. That's like the whole aura of the industry. There has never been a peaceful fast food establishment. I will die on this hill. If you have found one, let me know so I can go there and have my life changed.
The only piece they know is a 10-piece.
Oh, so true. A 10-piece combo with those fries. And for a limited time only, the drink comes free. Only at Spudsy's. Only at Spudsy's.
Only at Spudsy's. Come on down to Spudsy's, guys. We'll do a meet and greet at Spudsy's.
the GT Live Spudsy's meet and greet?
Yeah.
Whoa, dude.
That'd be awesome.
Oh, man. Here's the thing, too. This is random, but it comes to my brain in a way that makes me want to say it.
Go
Spudsy's.
crazy.
Do you think they have potato buns instead of regular buns? Because they're Spuds.
And everything's made out of potato.
Yeah, well,
That would
maybe
be
not
kinda
the meat and the protein, but I think that's a way to differentiate yourself. Do potato buns?
Potato buns.
Potato buns? Fries?
I grew up on potato buns.
Yeah?
Those were all we'd have in our house.
I mean, a potato bun is...
potato buns.
A Martin potato bun.
I think it was Martin.
All right, well, good job, Martin. Maybe he was inspired by Spudsy's, or is the inspiration for Spudsy's. Or he runs a ghost kitchen out of the Spudsy's back. Whoa, Martin, going crazy. That's a weird detail to include here.
Teleported anywhere ever
again.
And there was everlasting peace.
Huh. Anything at the end? Because we see some frames straggling here. Oh, I love that channel. I love this series so much. I've said this on the channel and I'll say it again. I love this series so much. This series is just one of my favorite that the theory channels have really ever touched, right? It does such a fantastic job with not only subtle storytelling, but the illustration of different character arcs interweaving with each other and the way that different characters relate to each other on opposite ends of spectrums, right? Whether it's shown in terms of the color schemes of certain characters, for one, the red and the blue of Pomni versus the combined red and blue of Jax on opposite ends, what does that tell you about their characterization? Or with literally putting Gangle in Zubal's room and seeing the arm of Zubal in the background of Gangle and knowing that they talk, but never explicitly showing Gangle and Zubal interacting, right? It does such a fantastic job with that sort of storytelling in a way that is so rewarding to dig into and learn more about. You don't have to doubt for a second that we are going in on this thing after it comes out. I will be there. I will be prepped. I will be at the ready. I cannot wait for December 13th, and I hope that y'all are excited as well. But I'm a big Digital Circus nerd. Amazing Digital Circus, I would even go to call it. I ain't dropping the amazing. It is amazing. So yeah, I could ramble and for however long, but I'm really excited about this. I'm very curious to see what happens after this point, and also, you know, what this says about the future of the show, and also Caine's development too, with the recurring characters that are coming up, with the confusion and the lack of control that seems to be happening too, that we've gone from Jack's lines, and also the weird, like, subtle and very quick flashes of Caine with the suggestions box, right? A lot of interesting things are getting set up here that we'll have to keep in mind and bear in mind going into episode 4. So
if you guys really want to see that reaction, which we're going to do, make sure you subscribe so that you get a notification or whatever nonsense that YouTube does these days. Whenever we post that video, you'll be the first to know. So I won't see any more comments that are like, can't believe YouTube hid this from me for 3 hours. You don't want to be that person in the comments. You want to be there. Can't believe I hear in the first 5 seconds. That's who you want to be.
Did you do it?
So click subscribe.
Did you subscribe yet?
3, 2, 1.
Hit it.
Hit
Hit
it.
it. Hit it. All right, well, hope you did that. Also, ring that notification bell. Ding dong. We're so silly. Make sure to hit the notification bell too, so you get a little extra notification when we upload. And, you know, again, we'll be hitting on this thing. You're not going to want to miss it. So thank you so much for watching. Best of luck if you are participating in Whamageddon this year, or alternatively, trying not to hear the little drummer boy up until Christmas. I wish you the best of luck. And also remember, hey, it wasn't a live stream, but it was a video for you. See ya! Here comes the boom! Wah! Whoa!
You good?
Wah! Do you hear me? Wah!
Yeah, loud and clear.
Wah!
Apologies to whoever's editing this video.
Sorry, Shannon. Shannon's doing everything this week like an absolute boss.
That's awesome. And that's how we reward her. Whoa!
They open the file. It's just wah!
Whoa!
It's like, am I editing whales? Whoa!
Meet you when I fall off.
Whoa!
Oh, man.
The pre-witty banter. Yeah. They should just all go at the end. Like, you have the end card, then it fades. That's just going, whoa.
Just stick it in there, the bloopers.
Yeah.